I'm Greg Pruett, the author of Extreme Prayer. I wrote the introductory chapter because people have a tendency to put missionaries on a pedestal and assume that we're really great at prayer, but really nobody is good at prayer. And I wanted to kind of set the record straight about what it's really like to be a missionary. And back when Rebecca and I first started as missionaries, we went off into this remote village setting and we were trying to build a house, and our first baby would not sleep at night, and we were so exhausted during the day. And things got so bad between us that we decided that not only were we going to quit being missionaries, but when we got home, we were going to get a divorce. And it might turn out to be true that the thing that saved us from getting a divorce and quitting being missionaries was that neither one of us wanted to get in the car and spend 8+ hours driving to the airport. Maybe just the sheer distance to the airport may have saved our whole missionary career. And it got so bad that one night I got so furious and I was so full of anger that I just walked out the door and down the only path I knew near the village, and I just left. And I don't know, maybe I was thinking that I was going to become like the next Tarzan living out by myself out in the bushes or something. I don't know, but I walked, and I walked for hours. And it took me hours of walking fast before I started to finally cool down a little bit. And after a while, the sun started to set, and I thought to myself, now I have done it. I mean, the mosquitoes are going to come out in full force in swarms at night, and I'm going to be out here sleeping with snakes. I don't even know how am I even going to get home? And I thought, man, I am in trouble. I could lose my life over this. And about that time, I started to hear uh, cars, trucks going by on the road. And I thought, what road is all the way out here? And I realized that I had gone down one path along a river, and then there's two rivers that came together, and I had walked all the way down one path, and without realizing it, I had walked back up the other path, and there I was back at the village again. So I just walked in the house and didn't mention where I had been. Have you ever really found yourself in desperate need? If so, that's the place where all great prayer starts. When you find yourself where you don't have anywhere else to go. So Rebecca and I realized we were in trouble, and we decided we were going to just go for a week up to this cabin where missionaries had built these houses back in the, I don't know what years. And we were going to stay in one of these places and just dedicate our week to prayer and try to get back on track. We went up there, and the baby got sick, and Rebecca got sick, and I spent the whole week taking care of these sick, poor, sick Rebecca and sick Hannah, and then so basically, the only praying that happened was groans that words cannot express. It wasn't, you know, prayer per se. But we got in the car, and as we went back to the house, and it was a long drive back to where we lived, that whole way, Rebecca and I started to pray, and she had gotten better and healthier, and we prayed the whole way home. And just the simple fact that we decided that we would, instead of giving up, instead of losing hope, we turned to God at just the moment where we needed to the most. And God changed everything. From that point on, the baby started sleeping at night. We started to have peace in our home. We started to have effectiveness in ministry. And so everything began to change at the moment where we decided to choose prayer over despair. And so, in your own life, start to think about uh, this whole idea of how are you going to become a person of prayer? And how are you going to begin to reach out? And if you're in a desperate situation where you truly need God, you're in just the right place. People will tell you if you have trouble with your faith, or if you don't, if you feel spiritual dryness, they'll tell you just fake it until you make it. But I haven't really found that to be very helpful. Instead, I would say that uh, the way to go is to get into a quiet place by yourself, isolate yourself, and say, God, I am so lost right now. I can't find you. Would you come and find me? Lord, find me. I'm going to wait right here. I will wait for you. Please, God, come and find me. And in that moment, I think you'll find that God will reveal himself to you and comfort you and begin to lift you up. And that's the moment when you choose prayer over despair, that God will come and really make it possible for you to begin to grow closer to him.